What's up, everybody? How you doing? It is your girl, your diva in knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Cafe de Paris, while I'm always serving you wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual awareness. Well, it's been no surprise that lately there's been so much exposure, particularly in the YouTube streets. We already know the situation with Derek Jackson. No need for me to go into all the details from there. There's already 1,000 content creators that are covering the story. Everybody's going in on him. Worst part about it is they're going in on his wife, and she was not the one who brought this upon a marriage. He did. So, right now they're making a mockery out of a woman that is in a lot of pain. She did not go out there and step outside of her marriage and, ruin her vows. Her husband, Derek Jackson, did. And unfortunately, you have so many black men and black women who shun the idea of black love. It's so many of them that are set dead against it. So the moment, anytime a black marriage is brought to the forefront, a lot of mostly black men and black women, they pretty much ridicule the man and the woman, because again, a lot of black men and black women, we don't believe in love at all, especially coming from each other. You have black women promoting in encouraging other black women, don't marry black men, don't get involved with black men, marry men outside your race, or be single. Don't marry at all. Just get the D. Black men ain't worth nothing else. They just good for the D, and that's it. And then you also have black men that are also promoting and advocating for other black men to not marry black women. Don't have babies from them. Black women are trash. They're garbage. So, again, black people, we are definitely... we don't have too much love or support for one another. So basically, when we hear stories like this, it just helps us to prove our points, validate our points. This is the reason why you don't need to marry a black man. This is the reason why you need to marry a black woman. Then you have black women encouraging other black women, looking at Derek Jackson's wife with a side eye, like she's weak and she's docile. And now all black married women are looked at as women that are just docile. We are weak. We let our husbands cheat on us, and we don't have a backbone. So it's a lot of negative narratives that are being promoted since the scandal with Derek Jackson. And basically it's for people who was already bitter, already feeling some type of way about black men and black women. So they're basically using Derek Jackson's downfall as a reference to prove their points and to push and promote their narratives that black men ain't shit, black women ain't shit. So basically everybody's using Derek Jackson's downfall as a way for them to promote their narratives. And Derek Jackson, what a lot of people not understanding, it is thousands, it's millions of Derek Jacksons out there. They're just on different levels. You have the Derek Jackson athletes, you have the Derek Jackson rappers, like look at T.I., the scandal he has going on. Then there's NBA YoungBoy. He just got in some deep shit. The feds are basically in his ass right now about gun charges and gun possessions, and stating that he could be looking at 100 years. I'm not going to go into that. I don't keep up with a lot of hip hop celebrity scandals and stuff like that, but now he's being pressed. And usually when the feds come after you, the feds are not going to come after you unless they know for a fact they got something solid that's gonna stick. Feds, they take their time. Feds can watch you for 5 to 10 years. The feds make sure they have plenty of evidence before they go in for the kill. So it's not looking good for NBA YoungBoy right now, who's also been very arrogant with his success. And then R. Kelly, of course, who went for years. It's been rumors circulating that he's been having relations with underage females, that he's been pissing on them. It's been all kind of wild accusations, and a lot of people kept letting it fly because they felt like R. Kelly, being that he's a star, he's this talented guy, he's an excellent producer, all of these talents, all of these skills, and all these accolades he has, a lot of people was blowing it off until it finally reach to a place like with Derek Jackson. It comes a point when, people like to keep hiding their demons behind closed doors until your demons creep out and sneak on you. And then the worst part about it is when your demons are put on the stage for the whole world to see. You can't lie about it. You can't justify it. You can't cover it up. And this is what happens when we allow success to bring arrogance. And the part about this is everybody's riding Derek Jackson's coattail right now, because again, he was really doing very successful with his channel. He had a lot of black women that was supporting him, basically because he was building their confidence, because not too many spaces that build the confidence of black women. So that is why the majority of a lot of black women gravitated towards Derek Jackson, because it's not a lot of black men that give black women any type of credit. So it's like anything else. It's like being in high school. You're gonna go where people are going to accept you. If you are a nerd, you're not going to try to hang out with the jocks. If you're poor and struggling, you're not going to hang out with the rich kids. You're going to go where you feel like somebody could relate to your pain, where you feel like somebody empathizes with you and sympathizes with you. All of us do it. No different from black men. Black men are not going to go to channels where black women talk shit about them day in, day out. But you have black men who will support other black men who will talk shit about black women who talk shit about black men, okay? So all of us are guilty of it. This is not just something black men do, black women do. All of us are guilty of going in spaces where we belong. You know what I'm saying? So being that Derek Jackson portrayed himself to be this advocate for black women, only for this scandal to come about him cheating on his wife with these women, and now he has lost a lot of subscribers. But the biggest thing is he's lost a lot of respect. And you cannot put a dollar tag or a dollar price on respect and dignity. And he cannot redeem himself at this point. So he is not the only man who has brought himself to ruin because of his success, because of his arrogance. And if you really just break it down to a simple common denominator, it's not as deep and as people think it is. Success is known to bring people arrogance, okay? When you have built a platform, you have built a career, you have built a dream, you have built something that a lot of people are struggling to get. The average person cannot just become successful. It is hard. You have some people who have been grinding to become a rapper for years and still never got signed. And then there's been others who only grind for like a year or two and was, given the opportunity to be signed by the most well-known major record labels. Then you have people in the YouTube sector. You have some guys and some women, some black female content creators and black male content creators who have been at this YouTube thing for years. They have been doing content for years. They put other people on their platform, and to only find out that there's someone else that didn't put in near as much work as you did, that somebody who you brought into your circle, how they left your circle and they're flourishing and they're doing better than you. Their channel is outgrowing your channel, even though you had your channel for 30 years. They only had their channel for 30 damn days, and already they getting all of these fans, all of these subscribers. So a lot of people, sometimes do not understand that success can be taken from you at any given moment, and you cannot pump yourself up into believing because you're getting so much money right now, because you got so many fans right now, because you're getting so many people trying to that's bringing you business deals, that's trying to offer you contracts, right now, because the success is so abundant. What tends to happen is we tend to get arrogant. And this happens a lot. Success brings arrogance, because now it's like you have reached a place, a plateau in which other people have not been able to reach your plateau. And here it is now that you have reached that plateau. Now you don't feel the need to have to humble yourself. You feel like you can say what you want to say because you're the successful content creator, you're the successful rapper, you're the successful producer. You feel like you can say and do whatever the hell you want because your success has made you so arrogant to the point to where you do not feel like you have to be kind. You don't feel like you have to treat people with respect. You basically feel like I'm successful. My numbers are high. I'm on the roll right now with my career, with my show, with my YouTube channel. Right now, I am flourishing. So therefore, because I'm getting all of this love and I'm getting all of these praises, I got all these members, I got all these subscribers, I'm getting all these views, I'm getting all of these people that's inviting me to their shows. I'm getting people that's giving me opportunities to where they can help me to start my brand. You know, now you feel like you can say and do whatever you want, and it's not going to be any repercussion. Now, when I hear about Derek Jackson situation, there are a lot of people who have fell into this alignment. You can even look at Ellen DeGeneres. Ellen DeGeneres was a very huge advocate, especially for the LGBT community. And again, people will support who supports their struggles. So being that the LGBT community is very supportive of one another, they will stand up for each other, they will advocate for one another. Ellen DeGeneres was put on the pedestal for a very long time. Her show was doing great. Her success was really flourishing until one day she got exposed as this beastie ass, woman behind closed doors that a lot of people didn't know about. Everybody always saw Ellen DeGeneres as this warming, welcoming person who is so loving, who is so caring, who is such a wonderful person, only to find out behind closed doors she was treating her staff members like hell. Now, this is allegedly. I don't know. I never worked for her. None of that. But all of her undercover, nasty, and volatile ways was exposed and brought to the forefront. She ended up losing her show. Because this is what a lot of people don't understand about success. Success can be taken from you in the blink of an eye. It can. And what tends to happen is when you've been successful for so long, you get on your high horse. You feel like you can't be stopped. You feel like no one can top you. You feel like you the HNIC or the HBIC. No one can take my crown. No one can shut me down. Only to make one bad mistake. Only to say one wrong word and it's recorded. Only to be at the wrong place at the wrong time to get exposed. Only to mess around with the wrong bitch or mess around with the wrong guy and they blackmail you, knowing you married, knowing you're in a relationship, knowing you're the successful athlete or whatever. It's no different. Derek Jackson, that's what Kobe Bryant went through. Same thing. Kobe Bryant's wife stood by him and nobody gave Vanessa Bryant this amount of heat that Kobe Bryant is getting. But I get it. Kobe Bryant didn't go around preaching about how black men don't respect black women and this and that. But Derek Jackson did. And this is the thing. This is why a lot of you as subscribers, as fans, as supporters, you cannot be placing people that you admire because they know how to talk a good game. They know how to kick some wisdom. They know how to finesse their words, finesse their knowledge. And you fall head over heels over the knowledge that they share to the point that you think they cannot disappoint you. You think they really live this life that they promoting. And again, because it comes from the fact that we want somebody to love us. That's really the biggest issue within the black community. A lot of black men and a lot of black women don't want to say it. We support all of this supporting people that like to bash, who we don't like, who like to talk bad about a certain group of people we don't like. Again, it comes from the fact we want to be loved. So when you hear a content creator that's going in on black women, and this individual is telling you how black women ain't shit, how black women don't deserve to be loved, they don't deserve to have a husband. The reason why you support these individuals, because the truth be told, you have been let down by a black woman. There was a black woman somewhere that you loved who disappointed you, who hurted you, or you got involved with the wrong black woman who messed your life up because you went after that big booty of hers and them big titties, only to find out, okay, now you got her pregnant, you got her knocked up. Now she is making your life miserable because you got to pay her child support. So here it is. You want to support somebody who dogs black women because you have not had the best of luck with black women based on your decisions, or based on the fact that you just don't know how to choose the right black woman. And it's the same thing for women. You have a lot of these women that are diehard fans of female content creators that go in on black men, that drag black men. And the truth is, the reason why these women support these women that push these black bashing male antics is because they can identify with her due to the fact that they, like the content creator they support, has not made the best decisions when it came to choosing a black man. You cannot give advice about black men unless you have been with enough of them. And this is the problem with the black community. A lot of us are giving advice, giving knowledge based on things we have personally gone through. If you have not slept with every black woman in America, you cannot say that all black women are trash. If you have not been with every black man in America, you never married a black man, you never had a child from a black man, who are you to give other black women advice on how black men are when you've only been with a select few pookies and dusties, and now here it is, you got all the answers? Or you got women that's pushing the narrative that you need to get black men to support and secure the bag. She's not telling you how at the same time you need to be an asset to him. You need to help him. You need to build him. We are in a culture, black men and black women are in a culture where we just totally do not have any respect for one another. None whatsoever. All we try to do is use one another and get what we can get from each other. And meanwhile, we reaping the benefits of it. Derrick Jaxn, like many others, got beside himself. And he's not the only one. There's plenty of YouTube dating coaches that are getting beside themselves. They feel like now, because so many people respect their content, so many people support and believe in all the narratives that they're promoting, they don't feel like they have to humble themselves at this point. And this is what happens when success gets in the way. When success starts getting in the way of us, we don't feel like we have to humble ourselves at all. If I want to call somebody a bitch, I can say it. Look at my resume. Look how many views I got. Look how many subscribers I got. If I want to say black men ain't shit, I can say that. Because look at my views. Look at how great my channel is growing. So what tends to happen is success tends to bring out the worst in certain individuals. And in the case of Derrick Jaxn, everybody has already figured out at this point everything he has ever said about black women. The only reason he's been able to tell black women how black men are let me backtrack that. But the reason why Derrick Jaxn was able to tell black women how black men are is because he was that black man. He was telling black women to stay away from dogs because he was a dog. He was telling black women to stay away from men that cheat on you, who don't value you. And the reason why he was able to give that knowledge is because he was doing it. Now, don't get me wrong. Clean water could come out of a dirty faucet. I've known homeless people in the street that have given me some wisdom and some good advice. So sometimes you cannot always look at the message, but you can't always look at the messenger, but you have to look at the message. I've heard homeless people. I've had crackheads drop some jewels on me. You know what I mean? I've had inmates that dropped some jewels on me and gave me some knowledge, stuff I never even knew about. So knowledge can come from anywhere. So you can't shoot the message, but keep in mind the messenger may not always be living up to the message that he or she preaches. Success has a way of making people cocky. It makes you feel like because so many of your supporters honor you and admire you, it gives you that sense of superiority where you feel like you can disrespect people, you can be mean to people, and you feel like you don't have to have any filter and how you address people because I'm dating coach so-and-so. So if I want to tell you ugly, I'm going to tell you ugly because I've disrespected other people and told them they was ugly. And guess what? My supporters, they supported that when I insulted other people, it would really get you to a place in which you feel like you can say and do whatever you want. And that is where you set yourself up for self-destruction. Like I said, with NBA Youngboy, with R. Kelly, the rapper T.I., who loves to give all of this knowledge, who speaks highly intelligently. T.I., a married man who's been caught several times, way before this alleged scandal came out about him and his wife. T.I. been dodging the radar several times. This is not the first time T.I. got caught doing the opposite of something he acts like he does not do. And he just kept dodging the radar. And see, this is what happens when successful people keep getting by. And they keep sliding through the cracks. Every time they get exposed, every time a scandal comes out, somehow, some way, they slide between the cracks. So what tends to happen is they get comfortable. They feel like, well, I got away with that. Got me a rich lawyer who got me off on that. Same thing what happened with O.J. Simpson. Everybody knows, and we ain't got to go there, but everybody knows what really happened. Everybody knows he had something to do with that. But because he was able to slide and get away with that, he felt like he can do anything else he wanted to do. And that's when he got incarcerated over shoplifting or doing something in Las Vegas. I can't remember what it was. But because he was so loved and admired as this football player, he had all these fans, all these supporters, and even more so, like I said, when he got away with the death of his wife, he really turned it up a notch at that point, because he felt like, hell, if I got off with that, I can get off with anything else. Same thing with T.I. Same thing. He been disrespecting his wife. He been stepping out on his wife. He been caught in the VIP backstages smacking on other women's asses. People will call him out. People will call T.I. out for 5.3 seconds about it, and you never hear about it anymore. Now it has escalated to this point now, where you got all of these victims, allegedly, who are coming forth saying that T.I. and his wife drugged them and raped them and all this other stuff. So, again, because success brings self-destruction. Success, again, makes you arrogant. You feel like you can say what you want, do what you want. Who's going to do something to me? Who's going to knock me off? I'm the top dog right now. Who's going to challenge me? And like I said, we have R. Kelly, who went for years messing with young women. It been brought to the public's attention when he was married to Aaliyah. Everybody blew that off. Why? Because he was R. Kelly. The sad part is there's going to be other dating coaches that are going to get exposed. There's going to be other dating coaches that's going to get caught. But their stands, their fans, and their cult members are going to ride with them no matter what. Matter of fact, look at Bishop Eddie Long. That's it. We all want to just run with Derek Jackson. It's so many successful people who got caught in a scandal And they thought it could never happen to them because, again, success brings arrogance. Bishop Eddie Long, this mega church pastor who had all of these members, who had this big and mega church. And I'm not going to lie, before I found out about his scandal, I listened I used to listen to a lot of his sermons. Bishop Eddie Long was a good speaker. Not a good pastor. A good speaker, meaning he could teach that word and open your spiritual ear gates. Like, okay, I really used to listen a lot to his sermons. My favorite one was the one him and TD Jakes did called Spellbound. I mean, a Spellbreaker. Spellbreaker. This is called a Spellbreaker or Spellbound. It's hella old, but the word is still refreshing. If y'all haven't checked it out, for those of my religious people who do believe in God, who do believe in our Lord and Savior, I recommend that you check that out. It's a classic, but the word never gets stale. I don't care how old it is, but he was a phenomenal speaker who had demons in his closet because he would not get any help from not having sexual urges towards young men. And this is the problem with success. Success will make you feel like you don't need any help. Success will tell you, you got your money, you got your career. If you got a problem, guess what? You don't have to own it. You don't have to deal with it. Derek Jackson was getting all of these books, getting all of these super chats, getting all of these funds, knowing all that time he'd been struggling with his demon. But guess what? His success told him, I don't have to own that. All the money, all the chats, everything was manipulating him into believing he does not have to take accountability for the double life that he's living outside of the platform that he's teaching. Success will do that. Success will make you cocky and arrogant and make you feel like you don't need to work on things within yourself. Success will make you so arrogant to where you will tell everybody else what the hell they need to work on. Because again, your success has made you believe that you don't have any issues, that you don't have things that you need to work on. Just because you have been promoted to a higher position, that does not make you exempt from your personal demons. Them personal demons could mean you're an alcoholic. You drink a lot. That's how you deal with your issues, by drinking. You could have other demonic, undercover demonic things, struggles such as you could be down low, could be gay, like to deal with other men. But because of your masculinity, you don't feel comfortable sharing that with the world. So instead, your way of defining masculinity is by being mean and nasty to other black men or other black women, because that is your way of not having to face, that is your way of escaping your demons. By calling out everybody else's demons, but you can hide your demon that you're DL. You can hide your demon that you do heroin. Even with black women, you can hide your demon that you are a whore. You like to sit up here and tell other women how they need to respect themselves, but yet you're messing with a married man. Yet you pregnant from a dusty or whatever the case may be. This is how the biggest problem with a lot of these dating coaches. A lot of them have learned how to eat, how to boost themselves off of their own ego. And the key that a lot of them have learned is, as long as I can keep deflecting, meaning I can constantly call people out on their bullshit. That way I don't have to own mine. All I got to do is get behind the microphone, hit the monitor, start my content, and get on to everybody else, a certain group of people, about their faults, their flaws, and their failures. Meanwhile, behind closed doors, I'm struggling with my own failures. I'm struggling with self-identity, trying to figure out if I want a man or if I want a woman, or if me as a black female content creator, I'm struggling with the fact that I keep meeting deadbeat ass men. I cannot attract men that are worth of value, who want something meaningful with me. I keep attracting bums. We all have personal demons in our closet. And guess what? If you do not deal with those demons behind closed doors, them demons are going to find a way to crack the door open. And when they crack it, they're going to bust it right on through. And the whole world is going to see your demons front center stage. And at that point, now you're not going to be able to hide. You're not going to be able to lie about it. Now you have to deal. Derek Jackson, like T.I. and NBA Youngboy and the rest of them, they felt like because they was getting all of this love, they did not have to own or take accountability for these demonic issues they were struggling with behind closed doors. Even though you may be a successful person and you get a lot of love from your fans, your supporters, your super chatters, that does not mean you love yourself. Getting love from other people and loving yourself is two totally different things. Derek Jackson did not love himself. And you have a lot of people, that is their way. We have different ways in how we cope with pain. We have our own defense mechanisms that we use. You have some people who will drink, they will resort to alcohol. That's their way of dealing with pain. They will resort to drugs. They will resort to having sex with other people to feel validated, to feel a sense of, being desired. You have all type of people who deal with pain in different ways. You got some people who deal with their pain by being nasty to other people, by telling other people you ugly, you unattractive, you ain't all of that, and because that, again, that helps them to build their ego. It's like this narcissistic it's like a narcissistic game in a sense, to where people get high off of attacking other people. People get an adrenaline rush. It's like dopamine. It's like, it's like injecting drugs into your veins. People get high off of tormenting other people, off of bashing other people, degrading other people, putting people down. You have some people, they cannot sleep peacefully at night unless they have attacked somebody verbally, physically, emotionally. You got some people, they take bashing like a drug. Okay, that's the only way they can survive through the day, is by telling somebody you're ugly, you don't have no money, you're not all of that, you're not that pretty, you're not that handsome, you a broke nigga, you below average female. You got some people, they sleep peaceful at night knowing they are out here destroying souls and tormenting people, and they are driving people to a place of insanity where the people are questioning, what is wrong with me? Why I'm not valuable? And that is your fault as a grown black man or a grown woman. You going to places looking for people to validate you, looking for people to tell you pretty, looking for people to say you're wife material, you're husband material. That's the problem with the black community. We want to be validated. We want somebody to stroke our ego and tell us you're pretty, you're beautiful, you're successful. And the moment somebody does not say that, we feel unworthy. We feel unworthy. We're comparing ourselves because we're letting people who are successful make us feel unworthy. And it's one thing when negative advice is coming from people who are down and don't have anything, because you can blow that off. It's like, shit, man, please, you ain't got shit. What I'm going to feel some type of way from? But it's more painful when you have somebody successful, people who you admire, people who are doing great, that tells you you're a loser, you're a failure. It's very sad that it has gotten to this point. But again, success and arrogance bring self-destruction. That's why you have to be careful. Sometimes God will bless you and give you certain things just to see how you're going to act, just to see how you're going to treat people. And the moment you start climbing a ladder, a rug get pulled from up under your foot, because you have burnt so many damn bridges along the way. And it does not matter how pretty you're sitting now. Like my grandmother used to tell me, those you pass going up are the same ones you're going to have to pass coming back down. You have to be very careful. Everybody is not going to be in the same number one spot. And what I'm noticing is people who have been in the number one spot for a long time, they are unraveling. They are upset because they are seeing other people who have not done near as much as they have done, who have not been in the game near as long as they've been in the game, they are seeing other content creators, other people surpassing them. And they're unraveling. They're going on these live streams, they're venting, they're going off and acting like they're mad about one thing. But I totally believe there's a lot of people in the YouTube sector that are angry at the people who are surpassing their success. They're upset because people who are used to being successful, they pay attention to everything. Stuff that you don't normally pay attention to as a fan, as a subscriber, they pay attention to it. When a person has been on top and has had 200,000 subscribers, to find out they only have 100,000 subscribers, you as a subscriber, you're not going to see anything with it. You're going to still think they're successful. Like, okay, they're still doing good. But people who have gotten used to being successful on a certain level, they pay attention to everything. So they notice when they're not getting the same love they used to get. They're not getting the same support they used to get. They're not getting the same amount of chats they get. Everybody who used to rock for them now rocking with other people. Everybody who helped them to get their career, they done help somebody else get their career even further. It's a lot of butt hurt people in the black YouTube sector. They can't fathom it. They can't understand how some people get so much love and so much support when they've been doing this shit all along. Now, they want the people who getting all the love and the support to acknowledge them, say something to them, because they want to win their audience back. They want to get some of that love back. Let me tell y'all something, y'all. These YouTube streets are very addicting. Very, very addicting. And that's why, as a content creator, I have other things going for me outside of these YouTube streets. I have a family. I'm writing books. You know, I got a little job. I got a career. I got other things going on. When you make YouTube your life, and this is all you do, the majority, you may have little things outside, but once you make YouTube the majority of your life, you're going to unravel when you start to notice the numbers are decreasing, the fans are decreasing, the subscribers aren't popping with you like they used to in the beginning. You're going to have a nervous meltdown. You're going to have a mental breakdown. I'm telling you, that is why a lot of these content creators are unraveling. And I'm not going to say this to be disrespectful, but I notice there's more male content creators unraveling than the women content creators. Because females are always beefing and bitching and crying. That's what we do naturally. We black women, we have meltdowns like every other goddamn week. But when you see grown men live streaming and screaming and yelling, I ain't getting no support. Now, somebody thinking they because they doing better now, that they growing now, they don't feel like they got to pay homage. You got these grown men that's acting like little boys crying out for attention because they are so afraid, they so scared to go without success because they have become so codependent on it. Brother man, you should have been working on other areas of success other than your YouTube channel. Sell shirts, memorabilia, start a career, start a business with that super chat money you getting. You got some content creators so obsessed with YouTube, they cannot go to sleep unless they live stream. The computer, their YouTube audience see them more than their sons, than their wives, than their husbands. There's no way you could be a married man, you could be a family man, and you on YouTube 3-4 times a day. I know your wife ain't getting no attention from you. There's no way possible. Y'all see me a couple of days not uploading anything. I'm spending time with my husband. I'm spending time with myself. My life is not just YouTube. You got people coming on YouTube 3-4 in the morning. You married. You got a wife in your home. So you mean to tell me you on YouTube 3-4 in the morning? Where your wife at? While you talking to all these female subscribers, all these male subscribers, they all get your attention, but your own family can't get your attention. Your own wife. You got women on YouTube more with these men on a panel than they are with their own husbands in their own house. It's times where I want to come on and live stream. I said, no, tonight I'm just going to be about me and my husband. I'm going to just cuddle with him. We're going to watch a good movie. I'm going to cook a good meal. Because at the end of the day, when this YouTube thing is over, I know he is really all I got. When people decide to throw Mocha in the trash and say, we ain't feeling her no more, we done with her. If I make one bad mistake that can rub my subscribers the wrong way and they unsubscribe from me, I'm going to have to go back to my humble place, which is my husband. and my family. And I'm not going to turn that loose for nobody. That's why I enjoy what I do. But at the same time, I don't let this YouTube thing overtake me. You got people, you got content creators, they so obsessed with YouTube. Don't you dare interrupt their live stream. Don't you dare. They're just that obsessed and consumed with YouTube. Anybody call them doing while they live streaming, they going off. Wife knock on the door and want to talk to you, they going off. Kids knock on the door. That's because you have become so consumed and overindulged. Your husbands can't even get your attention. You don't want to cook, clean, or do nothing because you're on YouTube 5-6 hours a day. And I'm guilty. I've done it. I've been on YouTube so much. One time, my house wasn't clean for like a couple of days. I felt my house getting out of order because I was giving YouTube too much of my time. So you know what? I had to shut down the PC, shut down, and get into my household, get into my husband, get into my family. You will lose your family falling up behind these YouTube streets. That is what Derek Jackson is finding out. What happened to Derek Jackson, like a lot of these YouTubers, they have become so obsessed and so infatuated with the success from the subscribers, the super chat, the money, the attention. He lost track of that whole goddamn marriage. That's why he was out here hoeing and doing all kind of other bullshit, because he became he became more of a dating coach guru than a husband. And his wife got left behind. His children got left behind. Because he let the success and the arrogance. All the women want me. All the women buying my books. All the women checking for me. He ain't the only one. You got a lot of them acting like Derek Jackson right now. Because they got all these women vouching for them. Supporting them. One thing about the world will build you up today and they'll spit you out tomorrow. People love you today, hate you tomorrow. Rock with you today, won't rock with you tomorrow. Say one wrong thing they don't like. Say one wrong thing, make one bad mistake. The whole world will turn on you. That's why I don't live for the world. I live for Jesus. Whoever, your God you serve, Allah, whoever. Don't make this world your God. Because people will love you today and don't want nothing to do with you tomorrow. And no matter how big you are today, somebody else can snatch your crown at any given moment. It happens. But anyway, I got to go ahead and start my dinner, y'all. I'm going to be doing tonight lamb chops, macaroni and cheese, Brussels sprouts, and butter garlic rice. And it was something else I think I was gonna do, but yeah. So I'm gonna do a sweet potato souffle. If y'all haven't had it before, it's really good. It's a big Southern delicacy where it's like mashed sweet potatoes, and you have it topped with walnuts and pecans, and oh my gosh, it is to die for. I'm excited. I can't wait. I'm going to make it as soon as I log up off of here. But anyway, y'all, I'm going to get ready to shut it down. I want to get y'all opinion on this about the success and arrogance, how it brings self-destruction. People who are successful, who got rap careers, who have music careers, who are dating coaches, how not dealing with their personal demons behind closed doors ended up resurfacing. And now they have to deal with it. Only thing I can say for these individuals like Derek Jackson and NBA Youngboy, R. Kelly and T.I. and all the rest of these individuals that's been exposed, all these content creators that keep getting exposed because you're preaching one narrative, but you're doing something else behind closed doors. If you really think about it, though, you can't really make a big deal out of it because there's so many people that do it. You know how many pastors are over a congregation and are not living what they are preaching? You have a lot of people are preaching and doing the opposite of what they're supposed to do. That is why you, as your own man or own woman, you have to make the individual choice not to put your faith in man. Man will disappoint you. And I say man, I'm talking about human beings, men and women. Do not put your faith in anybody. People will disappoint you. People are going to slip. They're going to make mistakes. Like I said, he was given a good word, but he just wasn't living it. He just wasn't living it. Women can still benefit from his word, but at the end of the day, they can't look at it from the fact that it's coming from him. Good message, but he's not a good messenger. And that's just the bottom line. You know, so me personally, long as somebody got a good message, I'ma listen. But I'm not, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna take you serious. I'm not gonna take you to heart. Like, you can never fail me. You can never disappoint me. You can never do no wrong. And that's just the whole bottom line. You know, you cannot put your faith in people. But be careful with y'all success, y'all. If God starts blessing you with your business, blessing you with your channel, blessing you where all type of doors start opening for you, be mindful how you treat people when you get to a certain level. Don't forget about those who was with you when you was a nobody and you ain't had shit. Be mindful how you treat people when you get up there, because the same people who you treat in all kind of way, when you lose your success, you may need to go back to those same places and be with those people who were with you before you got big, you know. So just make sure you be true to who you are. Don't let success and arrogance cause you to lead into self-destruction. So anyway, leave y'all comment below. This is your girl, your diva in knowledge. And please, before y'all leave, hit that like button. Don't be cheating me out my likes now. Just hit the like button. And make sure you please share and subscribe if you haven't already. Y'all take care. Be blessed. Have a good one.